Yo, welcome to the Ranger wrap-up at our new home, the Illuminerdi. It's a new home, a new year, woo, and a new season of Power Rangers in 2021.
Hey, come on.
We'll get to that in a second, though. I am Joe for the Illuminerdi. It feels really good to say that, actually.
Right.
This is...
Battlestar Galactica.
And by the way, since this is a new year, a new home, we have a new cast member right here.
That's right.
Corey Gibson, welcome to the Ranger wrap-up. He's going to be a permanent fixture on this show. Jezer is still a part of the team, but he's not here today. But yes, we are here live at the Illuminerdi. And guys, how you doing?
Hey, good. Just my energy drink is winding down. So
your energy drink is winding down.
Get hyped.
Thank you guys so much for joining us in the chat on our brand new home right here at the Illuminerdi, where we are going to be providing you the best content out there. I want to welcome some of you guys, familiar faces. I see a lot of you. Blackwing, Larry Newbill, Matthew Thompson, Mikey Perez, Toku was a part of our team here at the Illuminerdi. Larry Newbill, I think I already said that. Infinity Ryan Wizard, we got Jared Hodges, Danny, Edward Sanchez, Thomas Franco, a lot of you guys joining us. And for anybody that's joining us for the first time, welcome to the Illuminerdi. All right, guys, we got to get into Power Rangers. First and foremost, before we do all that, I want to wish everybody a Happy New Year. How was your guys' New Year?
Well, it was pretty late. I went to a rave.
What?
Yeah.
What did you do there?
Yeah.
You don't dance, though.
No, well,
you
it's
just
hard
stand
to
there?
dance there. It's a lot of head banging and people. So it was real
Did
crowded.
you do any headbanging? I don't, because right now I'm
No, I
looking
did
and I'm
light
like,
head banging.
Okay.
And
see.
a lot of that power fist.
Oh, look
And
at
then
you.
drop
So,
the beat.
so you're responsible. I like that.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, Corey's going to be here. Corey, tell us a little bit about your Power Ranger knowledge. Like, what do you know? Because actually, I met you a long time ago.
Was that the first official Morphicon where they revealed Megaforce?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That was a while ago.
Was I at that one?
Wow.
Yeah, when they
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, I remember that day. But,
Pardon me.
basically, I've been watching Power Rangers since '93. I like to consider myself an expert, but I can be kind of a dick about it.
See, no,
about my knowledge of Power Rangers.
The thing is, a lot of people still would definitely indeed consider you an expert. I mean, there are things where it's like, okay, I don't know, and I'm like, wonder if Corey knows, and then man's got an answer, know. So I'm like, you're one of the leading authorities.
Yeah, I think Hasbro should hire me, but I don't think they should.
Hey,
well, after the
listen
news
up.
we dropped, I feel a lot of people are thinking that right now.
Yeah,
Now,
right?
Daniel, how was your New Year's, my friend?
New Year's was great. I enjoyed it. I had a lot of food, countdowns, and just hung out with a lot of friends. It was great. Every bit of it was like, oh, fireworks, spectacular. Even making some food,
We're going to be reading some of your comments. And here's another fun thing, too. Over on Twitter, this is an interactive show.
Oh, yes.
Over on Twitter, we have a poll going on right now. What season would you want to see adapted in 2021? You can vote. I couldn't fit all of them in there. I was only able to give 4 choices. So I took out Pata Rangers versus Lupat,
right?
Or versus Lupin Rangers. That's not in the poll. But the other 4 are. Go and use the hashtag, or actually just go on the, at Twitter. It's going to be _Illuminerdi. You also, if you guys want to tweet us, use the hashtag Ranger Wrap-Up, and we'll find your tweets and we'll read those off later. Now, so Daniel, you had a lot of fun on New Year's. I pretty much relaxed a lot.
Yeah, really?
On New Year's,
I was like, what is Joe doing? But I didn't want to bug you. And so I was just like, hey, come on down. It's going to be great.
Me and my girlfriend had a pretty calm, relaxed New Year's. We just got a bunch of food and ate and chilled out.
Yeah.
That was how I spent New Year's. And actually, Josh was actually over too. Didn't even know it had turned like New Year's until like 2 minutes before. We randomly were just in a conversation. So it was nothing like crazy or spectacular. You don't have a super chat button. This is the benefits of starting a new channel. You don't have a super chat button. If you do want to go and support us, go to our Patreon page, Power Ranger Cosmic Protectors. It is our fan-made Power Ranger project. And it's based on Q Ranger, which doesn't seem like it's getting adapted. But more on that later.
It wouldn't be.
More on that later.
Hasbro knows what's up.
We would love your support over at the Patreon page. We have a lot of cool things going on over there. You can see some of the artwork and a lot of that. So, by the way, speaking of fan films, Corey, I know that you're really big in the Power Ranger fan film world.
Yes.
Any that are sticking out to you right now?
Power Ranger fan films?
Yeah. You did work on the Order as well, right?
Yes.
What?
Yeah,
I've got questions. Go ahead.
But there was I'm not sure who's making it. I'm not. I don't follow him too closely, but there was the one. Brody, what's the actor's name?
Oh, you talking about the William Shufelt?
Yes,
Mhm.
he seems to be doing something. He looks like he has all the ninja powers of the Power Rangers universe going on. Like he's doing some ninja training. He's trying to be a cool guy. So I'm like, hey, that would be cool. I want to see what that's about. You know.
I wouldn't mind. I mean, it sounds like it could be something.
All right,
You know?
so let's get into some of our news real quick because we have a lot to discuss today, and I want to just dive right in. And again, thank you guys so much for spending your Saturday evening with us. It's evening right here on the West Coast in Los Angeles. And by the way, guys, in the chat, let us know where you're from. I love shouting out and talking to you guys and figuring out where you guys are all from.
Definitely.
But I do want to start getting into some of the news. We broke a couple Power Ranger stories today. Both are big on their own right.
Yeah.
But I do want to talk about some of the other stuff. Now, first and foremost, Corey, this one's going to be directed towards you.
Okay.
Because you are a collector
Yes.
of the figures, a connoisseur, if you will, of Power Ranger collectibles. Hasbro released these they're going to release these 9.5-inch Mighty Morphin action figures.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people have been kind of talking about their necks being colored.
Yes.
And if Josh can find any of those pictures, that'd be great. If not, I'm sure you guys can find them on Twitter and Instagram.
Yeah, and that's kind of funny actually on the tone that there weren't any like, hey, we didn't do a PR push to put them out. I wonder if it's kind of like, yeah, we're not too proud of them, so we know you guys aren't happy with it, so just kind of let it leak.
I mean, it looks like they're like those soap bottle toys you see.
Oh,
They stand straight up.
Yeah, I
mean, they look like that, but a tad bit more posable. So I mean, the one thing that Hasbro has been lacking on is having paint in the right areas, which is a little annoying. But I mean, it's whatever.
Are you cool with these figures? I mean, what is their market?
Like obviously children, but like a young child, like 5. Someone who's just like, yeah, Power Rangers.
So they're expecting a 5-year-old kid to know Power Rangers.
No, it looks like a Power Ranger, so it doesn't necessarily.
25 years ago.
Yeah, but I mean, I can show someone a picture of a Ryusoulger, and then they would know, oh, is that a Power Ranger? It doesn't
you can't
necessarily.
show a 5-year-old kid that.
Yeah, you can. They know it's a Power
They
Ranger.
know
It's
what
not
a Power
something they
Ranger is.
recognize, but they'll say Power Ranger.
I don't think kids are necessarily as receptive to Power Rangers as you think they are. For example, I had to introduce my girlfriend's daughter, who's 4, to Power Rangers. She knows it. She knows what Power Rangers are now. But prior to that, she had no clue what it was.
Okay, but so what they're still pushing for is children that do know now, and also the parents that are happy with the price point.
Now let's talk about the price
is
point.
going to be less, right?
Let's talk about the price point. Do we know? I think how much are these things going to be going for? Do we know?
I'm thinking they're not going to be too expensive, right?
We don't know what retail is. I mean, they're 9.5-inch figures. I don't. I mean, as a collect. I mean, I like the Lightning collection a lot, but as a collector, I just don't see
Too
myself
large
getting these. I mean,
dude, remember when we were kids? That's how they used to sell them.
But not
they were
like
about
that. These
like
aren't really. You can't. They're not really articulated.
Yeah,
you
true.
can move the arm.
True.
You can just
But
move
the
them.
thing is-
But like one of them, they have very bizarre poses.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but the thing is, what they're doing, it
like
seems kind of like they're going back to that time where, remember wrestling superstars, where they were just like that kind of, they were all made with like a kind of, not even He-Man figure.
They're like
when they were just
stand
plastic.
still, like,
Yeah, they were just plastic. There was a wireframe, then they had the plastic molding around it, and they just stood there like that. Kids played with those forever. That was like, oh my god,
That's
a crazy
because
thing.
toys
You
weren't
get
as
the
advanced back then.
Very true. But the thing is, going for those younger kids, I'm not going to spend the excess and buy something for this stupid kid that's going to break the toy, and then I'm going to be pissed because the kid's stupid if they break it. That's why I'm like, yo, how much did I just spend on this Lightning figure? And it's for this
$20.
kid.
It's $20.
Yeah, I'm not spending $20 on that kid so we can break the toy the next day. No, go ahead and spend whatever that one will be, and it's at a large one.
Well, what
It's probably
if
going to
it's
be
the same
kind of.
price point?
It's probably going to be a whole lot more durable than the other one when it comes to that kid.
Well, no, maybe not, because the thing is with the Lightning figures, they're meant to be taken apart.
Only the head, not the
and the hands.
Oh, and the hands, yeah, true. But I mean, and that's another thing. You don't want to give that to a 5-year-old because they can't distinguish or differentiate. So now they're like, all right, hands come off. What about feet? No, don't. Oh, yay! And then they're mad.
So let's talk about where all you guys are from. We got Matt from Chicago, Thomas from Fairfax, Virginia. We got Jared from Knoxville, Tennessee.
Ooh.
We got Kyle who's in here from Australia.
Wow.
We also got, let me see, well, that went fast.
I'm not going to do it.
We have Eddie Volution from Chicago. Ryan's from Arizona, Mikey from Texas, Danny from Ohio, the Blur from Boston, Larry from Missouri. We also got, Layla's from Arkansas, Blackwing from New York. We have you guys from all over the place. Darth Baca from New York also.
Yo, what's good?
All over the place. So here's the deal. I'm not. So the price point is going to be $9.99.
Oh, come on. How am I not going to get this for the 5-year-old, the 6-year-old, even the 7-year-old? This is cleaning up, man. Why not?
I don't know. I'm not.
I can buy 2 for the price of the one.
Me personally, I mean, this is maybe the old man in me, but I don't think. I guess there's a market for it, but it doesn't seem like those kind of figures are flying off the shelves.
Well,
so why invest more?
They may not. And the only thing is, the reason it's not is because the people who it's aimed for don't have that expendable capital. And the thing is, that you said maybe it's the old man in you. It is indeed the old man in you.
But here's
because it's not made for you. It's made for the kids.
But right, it is made for the kids. And here's the one thing: there are current Hasbro figures now that are even bigger and more durable, but still aren't flying off the shelves. So why go back?
And
what's not working.
Very true. But
It's
the thing is,
just
you
that,
see that there's a little bit of a change. I mean, like you said, they don't move as much. Not much.
Somebody in here, Hurricane Golden here from Austria. So we have an international audience right now. Are you a fan of these? You're a toy collector in general, Corey.
Yes. It just seems
Oh, you found an image?
Wait, what?
Trying.
Oh, buddy. Think there's an image coming up.
It just what?
It just seems like certain toy companies they're kind of stuck in their ways.
Right.
So they can be making, I don't know. I don't know business math, but like, let's say if they're always making $5 on this type of toy, so long as they're making that $5, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You know?
It's that overhead that's also about the coverage is still keeping in the black. And if that's something that we have to do to still be considered a toy company, we have to sell to a particular demographic at a particular time of the year, then they're fulfilled. They don't care.
They're when they're making toys for kids, they're not thinking about, when they're doing stuff for collectors, they think about collectors. But when they're just making toys for kids, they're doing what they're always doing, regardless of how much money they're making off of it.
We do have a comment here from Kyle. He says, Kyle Goldfinch, he says, "Oh, Joe, I disagree. If you're at a con, kids come up to you even if they are like 6. Oh my God, it's Power Ranger." Now, I think this is very different because if you're talking people that are at conventions in most fandoms, like I don't necessarily know an anime character, but I know it's from an anime.
True.
You get what I'm saying? So if Power Rangers were more popular, which let's be honest, I mean, I'm on a Power Ranger show right now. Let's be 100% honest. It's just not.
It's not.
It's last season with Beast Morphers being as good as it was, it had the lowest ratings that it's had in a very long time.
Ooh, very
so
true.
we all have to kind of understand that and understand that it's not necessarily. And look, Go Busters was kind of a big risk to adapt.
It was. I mean, but still, nonetheless, it seems to be working out pretty well right now, right?
Not ratings wise.
Oh, really? Like, really? Are
It's
they?
the lowest ratings in any other season in Ranger history. So, I mean, it's not ratings wise, it's not. But let's go back.
I still like the people in the show. It's pretty good.
I think the show's honestly, I think the show's
really
brilliant. I think the
really
show's great. I really like the show. But let's move on to our next topic. So, confirmed you are all about the figures, the 9.5-inch figures.
Yeah,
You're all about it.
I'm going to go. I'm going to show it for and go.
Yeah.
That's not it. That's a Lightning Collection.
That's a Lightning
figure.
Collection.
I have no idea what
It's hard to find the image. It really is.
That's a lot. So you're on board with it.
Yeah.
Those are Lightning Collection. By the way, I love these. Let's talk about these head sculpts real quick.
Woo!
I'm a big fan of these Lightning Collection figures, and I'm happy they're diving into Zeo now. And the only Ranger that hasn't been revealed yet, or at least the figure, is the Yellow Ranger, which is apparently going to be Trini.
And I think the Trini for the first time will be the female figure that flies off the shelves immediately. I want to say I'm predicting that. Fuck it. All right. I'm predicting right now that the Trini Lightning figure, if it is indeed the Trini Lightning figure, it will fly off the shelves. It'll be the first female one to fly off. Because Kimberly, people loved, but they didn't.
Kimberly did fly off the shelves.
Okay.
I mean, because it was the short stack.
Yeah.
So if Trini's going to be the short stack in this,
then immediately, yeah. But I'm hoping it isn't. But yeah, you're right. Oh my God, it is going to be.
Let's move on to our next topic. Thank you so much for pulling up those Lightning figures, because get your pre-order them now on Amazon or wherever, on Hasbro directly.
Wherever great toys are sold.
I do want to talk now about JDF's new movie. It's going to be hitting Sundance. Daniel, this one's really for you. first of all, congratulations, Jason David Frank.
Yes.
This is a pretty big accomplishment. Do we know some of the people that are in that movie? We don't know them personally, but their names.
Dude,
like Robert Redford is a name.
Dude, oh my God. Okay, I don't know if you guys understand what's happening here, but Robert Redford is, when it comes to acting, he's like royalty. If he puts his hand or a stamp of approval on something, that film is going to be amazing. It's going to be something good. Robert Redford was also, if you guys don't know, in a little, independent film with superheroes, right? Yeah.
Small indie
movie, Robert Downey Jr., Gwyneth Paltrow. There's so many names, but it was a pretty good film. But he was in it, and I'm talking about Winter Soldier.
That's right,
definitely, and then also some other ones after. But and he did great, and I can't wait for him. And are they going to be acting?
I don't know
opposed,
that. I don't know that. No, I don't know that.
Man. The thing is, congratulations, JDF, for hitting Omniboat, which is pretty much a film about what they call it a cigarette speedboat. It's the speedboats that are kind of like slim.
Whose phone was that? They owe beer the next time we're here. It's all good.
They already did. They gave us the beer, so it's fine. We love you.
Actually, this was actually Shay's beer.
Yeah, well, he didn't bring it. So nope, doesn't count. He never does. So the thing is, it's a cigarette boat. And it's a speedboat, and it's a true story of this cigarette speedboat in Miami, and it's essentially its entire life, going through from pretty much off the shelves, being a boat, and then being purchased by an amazing racer to all the way till its end, where it finally just sits and docks.
Right, and this is also like I said before, got accepted into Sundance, which a ton of films apply. Josh would know the stats better than I would.
Yeah.
But it's only like 5% of the movies actually make it to Sundance. Here's one of the things too. I read an article about this film called Omniboat, A Fast Boat Fantasia.
Mm-hmm.
One of the articles I read was from IndieWire, and it was this film is actually one of the one of the top 100 most anticipated independent films of 2020. So congratulations to Jason David Frank for scoring this role, and I believe. I'm just saying. We spoke a little bit. He said that he's going to be making the circuit out in Sundance. So, Ranger fans, let's go and support JDF. Let's go and support anybody in the Power Ranger community for doing something cool. Now, is this something you'd be interested in?
If it was on like streaming.
Streaming?
Yes.
P.S. JDF.
I'll take a peek at it if it was on streaming.
When you end up seeing Joe during the junket, be that person that says, "Nah, let's give him a little bit more time."
Well, actually,
keep going.
Fun fact here. I actually might be going to Sundance with JDF.
With JDF.
So
okay.
There might be some fun behind the scenes vlogs him and I have like planned out. So we have a lot going on, and this is just we're talking about it all right now, but we want to put a lot of attention on this movie because it's projected to be one of the best independent movies of 2020, which is great because if a lot of these independent movies end up getting longer distribution and longer runs like the Oscars and stuff like that. Now, I want to talk to you guys about this little Twitter poll that we have going on. What season did you guys want to see adapted for Power Rangers in 2020? Right now, leading the poll, I just want to tell you guys, right now leading the poll is Q Ranger with 51%. By the way, let me repeat again. Potter Ranger and Lupin are not on this because I couldn't fit them in. But Q Ranger is leading the charge at 51%, followed by Tokyuger actually, 29%. Then Zyuohger at 15%, and Ryusoulger at 5%. Now That's
kind of interesting.
I'm gonna read some of your comments real quick. This comes from Brandon, actually at Brandon _Cahux. You forgot Lupin. Yeah, I know I forgot Lupin. It's the cops versus the criminal thieves thing.
Cops and robbers.
Yep. We also got another one. We have Chief. This was at Saber _Smith. The season that looks similar to Turbo. I don't actually know the Japanese name, but it was out there for a while and being talked about. Cool. I think the one that he might be talking about. Turbo Ranger, yeah, that hadn't been adapted. Okay. So that's something else we probably aren't going to see. Then there's also the new season he could possibly be talking about because those have cars in it as well.
Oh,
the Kira Major. I can't pronounce it.
I need to see it to pronounce it.
Right. So right now, that's what's in the lead. Now, this Twitter poll is going to be going on. Go check out at the _Illuminerdi to go and cast your vote and use the hashtag Ranger Wrap Up, and we'll read some of your tweets. Okay, guys, we got through 2 of these stories. I'm excited for JDF, and we're gonna have more on that as these weeks, these coming weeks pass. We'll have more on that. Now, I want to talk about one of the outlets I respected the most. Actually, one of the outlets I respected the most. By the way, let me just shout out somebody in the chat right now. Toku Chris is in the chat right now. Extremely good friend in this community for me. Toku Chris is amazing, dude. Go and check out his website. It's powerranger.com, but it's spelled a little bit differently. Toku Chris is amazing. I love this dude. Right. And I just want to give him a shout out real quick for defending me with all these things. We'll get to the big story later.
Cool.
But Power Rangers Now and Michael Louie is also a really good friend in this community of mine. I want to talk about this because here we go. Him and I spoke about this prior to him actually doing it. And I want to get your guys' take on Power Rangers Now, kind of stepping down from being in the Power Ranger outlet kind of limelight. What's your thoughts on it initially?
Well, for me, it's kind of like, being honest, it's more like, damn, because I'm losing a source that I would usually go to and find out, hey, what's happening during the week? I'm getting my research for the show, and now with him stepping down, it's kind of like, it's a big blow. Yeah. A lot of people have been saying it too. A lot of people that you guys follow, Ranger Liz and Dawson Rider, a bunch of people
Ranger Liz
were
awesome
saying
too.
Yeah, but they were all saying with Power Rangers Now, with Michael saying, hey, we're taking a step back, we're going away. Everyone was kind of devastated, me included.
Yeah, I would follow. I agree with that. Corey?
It feels like, this sounds dramatic, but like when your best friend moves away, it's like that feeling. It's just like, oh man, now what?
Yeah.
No, because you only have maybe 3 Power Ranger sites, and like how many of them really like break news?
Well, you got one here now.
You
got one here now. I agree with that. It's interesting because I know that he was doing this out of the pure passion of just being a fan. And congratulations to Michael, because he landed a job at Disney, moved himself to the West Coast.
Come on, man.
And is doing his thing. And I think that with what he was doing with Power Rangers was trying to better the community, which a lot of us are trying to do. But obviously there's certain people out there that it can become toxic, just like any other fandom. But I respect that dude so much because he was like the only one running it.
Definitely. Now, my thing is, he had 3 major points. Out of the 3 major points, one of them really shined for me because it's like I heard it before, where he said his whole thing about, what do you do with a passion project when you've lost the passion? Now, him being the head of this channel and, doing everything for it, it really does mirror you. And there was a moment where you were feeling to yourself where it's like, you know what? I don't know if the passion's there like it was before. And I don't want to be able to just do this because I don't want to do a disservice to the people, things like that you said at one time.
For Power Rangers?
Yeah. So is that pretty much one of the reasons? Like, does that kind of mirror with you? You've had a conversation with them.
I think that there's certain people that they understand where I'm coming from in this fandom, and I think he's one of them. I think Toku Chris is one of them. I think there comes this sense of like, not responsibility is the wrong word, but there's definitely comes this sense of like, you have to be extra careful with what you say to fans.
Very true.
And you have to be careful with how things are perceived, because you also have to understand that there's going to be backlash on almost everything you do. Mm-hmm. And it's just the way it's going to be. The only difference, I think, between me and maybe some of my other peers in that regard is that I'm not on Ranger Board.
Okay.
I'm not necessarily in some of the Facebook groups. I'm not I'm not super interactive online about it, but I am like personally face to face and on YouTube about it, and I do report on it. But I'm not reading comments. It's that kind of stuff I don't care about.
Okay.
So I think that's a bigger difference.
Now, Corey, for yourself, there was a moment where you were at the forefront of Ranger Nation. People would just kind of refer to you, maybe in a different name, but they would refer to you and say some things like, "Oh my God, blah blah." You said these things. How was it for you to be able to kind of take a step back?
In it, like, honestly, I just got bored with it because I've been watching this stuff for a long time, like really long time. Even Super Sentai, and it just gets to the point where things aren't changing. You grow up, your taste change, and you just like it's just.
Well, I mean,
kind of grow out of it.
Toku Chris has probably the best response I've seen to this question.
Mm-hmm.
He says, "You get to a spot where you almost feel like you aren't allowed to be a fan anymore, and it tests you." I couldn't agree more.
I agree with that.
I honestly do feel that that with doing a lot of this stuff sometimes, like with Power Rangers in general, very specifically, it felt like a job. And I was just talking to Josh about this the other day, is that I felt like even watching like Beast Morphers, as good as it is, I almost didn't want to do it because it legitimately felt like homework.
Okay.
And it legitimately felt like I have to do this. And then you get scrutinized for certain things you say and certain things you do, and it's just like, why do I even do this anymore? Like, what's the point of it, right?
Right.
But then I come back and like, you know what? I'm appreciative of the brand, and I like doing what I do. And honestly, one thing about me is like, there's no strings really on me. There's no strings on me. Like, I don't. If Hasbro doesn't like what I have to say, tough shit.
Yeah,
you know
I'm gonna say what I got to say.
Shit.
Then I'll give me the.
I mean, like I had this issue with Saban. During the 25th anniversary, and it was just kind of like, you don't like it. Well, that sucks for you, man. I'm just reporting on the news. So that was that.
But there's one more point. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Because he had 3 points, and his biggest point for me that was kind of like a point of contention almost was where he said that, hey, his concern about a toy company running Power Rangers. And this is the only part that I kind of slightly disagree with, because if you really think about it, I mean, Saban, even though it wasn't like literally called Bandai, but he had the contracts, he had everything else, he did it to make sure to, one, sell toys, and then two, just make sure it was a really long commercial. So it's always been a toy company. Yeah. And I feel that the way that they're running it right now isn't too bad. I mean, you have to think about it. This company takes on a project that's new to them, or a property that's new to them. They're going to kind of do some things that are like business as usual, and they're going to make a few changes, and they are. For one, the film. That's a big buzz just even hearing about the idea of it. But besides that, I mean, they are doing the Lightning figures and their staggering releases. They kind of know some things that they're doing as far as the toys. Now, the production side and the show. Right now, lowest ratings. But is that due to a toy company running it, or is it due to fans and their fatigue?
I disagree with you.
Ooh, okay.
And here's the reason why. I don't think Hasbro's doing anything to challenge Power Rangers. Yes. I don't think Hasbro's doing anything.
It's year one.
It doesn't matter. Here's the thing. Really? Power Rangers is not a flagship for that brand.
Okay, yeah. Very true.
I want everybody to understand something that was brought to my attention by somebody else. Is that Power Ranger? How much did they spend on Peppa Pig? Like $4 billion?
Yeah.
Or $4 million.
Yeah, but it was really more for the reason of getting that whole production company that comes along with it.
Well, I'll tell you the exact. I mean, I have the number actually. Hold on, it'll take me a second. They spent a good chunk of change on
ridiculous amount on Peppa Pig, but it wasn't just Peppa Pig.
It doesn't matter. Here's the thing, and here's the reason I want to bring this up, is that they spent all that money on Peppa Pig. Mm-hmm. They spent 8 times the amount than they did on Power Rangers.
Yeah.
You have to understand when that kind of happens, whether it be people from Saban coming over, whether it be people from Peppa Pig coming over, whether it be any of these brands coming over, job security from the company is going to be scarce.
Yes.
People are going to be afraid. So what are they going to do? Get laid off or jump ships, right?
And that's exactly what happened.
That creates a toxic work environment to the point where nobody wants to touch Power Rangers. So, and you also have to understand something too, is that, and this is from somebody else's opinion. I'm just kind of saying a piece about it because he's very right about this. The company Hasbro is moving from Rhode Island to Los Angeles.
Yes.
That's not cheap.
Right.
So you have to understand that it not being a franchise, somebody scared to touch it, that's not a savior of a brand. That is having a brand for the brand's sake. It's to build other brands around it, sure, but it's not necessarily
like Disney did for when they bought it, just so they could test it out to see how we will be able to market or approach boys and girls.
Right.
Okay, that makes sense.
So,
I mean, the thing is, what I gotta say, what is really interesting, is that Michael said, I'll quote it. I've also been privy to a lot of the things happening behind the scenes. So I can say with confidence that there are things happening at the toy company that I both don't agree with or like. I have major concerns for the future of Power Rangers and how it's being handled. But this announcement, of course, isn't about that, etc., etc. What does he know? I know you have to know something about what he knows.
No, I wouldn't get caught up so much onto the inside Power Ranger stuff. You got to look at the business side of this. So you have to look at the. Everybody should try their best to take the fan goggles off. Okay. And look at the business side of it.
But what he's saying is something that still does affect business, isn't it?
Not necessarily. Power Rangers is a sustainable brand with almost having to do nothing.
Okay.
I talked about this with another website now, and they can do the bare minimum, and they're still going to do what they do.
Okay.
Other things are trying to advance and try to move on and build the brand bigger.
Right.
Hasbro doesn't seem to be doing that. And if you actually look at what Hasbro is doing, it's less than what Saban was actually doing.
Really?
Is there a Hyperforce under Hasbro's watch? I know,
but once again, that's someone that approached them and said, "Hey, we want to work with this property."
Sure, let's talk about the video games. Did they happen under Hasbro, under Saban?
Under Saban.
All right.
I mean, during that last Saban era, they're just throwing that license out. So maybe that was just
that could have been the case also. Because I mean, everyone could have been like, "How much is it for?" Inway could have been like, "How much is it for licensing?" I'll take that.
Yeah.
How much is it? So I'll take that.
Let's talk about this for a second because I think that's something that a lot of fans aren't privy to. I do think that the 2021, 2022 movie that's supposed to be happening.
I think it's
2022. I think that's the thing that really could help Power Rangers grow. Mm-hmm. I think the 2017 movie could have done it too if it would have been done correctly.
Okay.
I think the movie was good. I think it had a great cast.
Yes.
I think it had a terrible release date.
I agree. I think that was the biggest fault for that film.
So I think that if you're looking at the franchise as a whole, and this isn't me just shitting all over Hasbro,
right? No,
but it's trying to be completely honest about it. Uh-huh. I understand that yes, you guys are getting Lightning Collection figures. They're seems like they're flying off the shelves. They're actually, funny enough. So what I was also told is that the only way that it seems that way is because they're not ordering as many as they did the Hasbro, the Bandai figures. They're just not ordering as many for it to seem like they're not.
So it's like they're undercutting it to make it seem like they're doing well.
Right.
Yeah. Wow.
So
really,
yeah. If you look at the business side of it, is it all going to work out? I don't know, but I do know one thing that I do know that I know at the very minimal, there were 3 animated series pitched by high-level people. I know this as of right now, from what I know, they were all turned down. Because they
under Hasbro or someone?
Under Hasbro.
Wow.
They were all turned down.
Did you know about this?
I heard about animated stuff happen, like that short that Power Rangers Reborn or Genesis that's lurking around.
Okay.
Like I don't understand why they're afraid. I mean, I guess maybe because Power Rangers animated would do better than live action.
Yes.
Because you can do anything you want with it.
Anything.
Like in a sense, like I guess talking about business and taking that risk.
Mm-hmm.
Like I feel like Power Rangers, as what it is now, has kind of outgrown itself. So if Power Rangers wants to be what it was in '93, like everybody was talking about it, mm-hmm. It needs to evolve. Because if not, we're gonna just keep getting what we're getting.
Toku Chris, God, we got to Skype you in. We got to do it together. He makes a great point here. Power Rangers under Hasbro is moving the least amount of toys, physical units, since 2013.
See, what I would love right now would be you two, Toku Chris, as well as Michael, all on one kind of show. If we have to go ahead and Skype Toku Chris in for it, it would be great. I mean, Michael, you said he's moving to California. I'm hoping you're going to be here soon.
Yeah.
It would be great to have you right here on set and be able to really discuss it freely.
Well, he lives here now. He just went back to the East Coast for Christmas.
Okay. So, yeah, freely. It would be great to have you be able to discuss things freely, not worried about, any level of restriction.
But also, I mean, here's another thing, too. And I know he didn't – I'm not going to speak for him because I'm just not going to do that. But I do know – I can speak for myself. Hey, guys, some of the people in the fandom – I mean, I'm sure most of you guys are cool that are watching this. But man, some people in the fandom are very, very toxic. Mm-hmm. And I know that you guys are passionate about it, and you guys love Power Rangers. There's nothing wrong with that. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. But once that passion turns into hate, that's a completely another thing. And I think that's the one thing that I can say about that. I'm just not a big fan of like the name calling, the bullying, anything like that. And I'm not cool with it, because if you love what you love, go out and do it. But also, here's another thing too, and this is going to lead us right into our next story.
All right.
So 2021 season is happening.
Yeah.
And I've been trying to work out this story for quite a while now.
Mm-hmm.
And for the longest time, I've only had one source. And then I remember, oh man, I was just about to tell you who I reached out to. But I reached out to you know her as well. You might know her. I reached out to somebody that worked very closely with the people from the Sentai, on the Sentai side.
Okay.
But I also knew somebody that was involved with the Hasbro side.
Yeah.
So I tried to match them up together. But I hadn't reached out to one of the other girls in a very long time, and I finally did. And she was like, yeah, all right. And I was like, okay, I think I have it. And then I talked to somebody else who will go nameless that helped put a little bit more out on the table for me. Come to the conclusion that we're at 2021 with Ryusoulger. Now, here's the interesting thing about this.
Okay.
And by the way, guys, don't kill me. I'm just the messenger, because I'm with a lot of you. I don't want it to be Ryusoulger either, personally. I just don't.
I have questions.
But I'm going to report it as it was told to me.
Okay.
So with that being said, it looks like 2021 is going to be Ryusoulger. And there's a lot of reasons why.
Uh-huh.
But I have a main feeling that Hasbro wants to capitalize on the dinosaur motif. Mainly because, let's be honest,
conspiracy.
They make a lot of. Hey, we are the Illuminerdi. There is a conspiracy here, but we'll go into that in a second.
There really is a conspiracy, guys. Trust me.
I want to know. And here's another. We'll get into this. I really want to start picking this apart.
All right.
First and foremost, Daniel, what are your thoughts on Ryusoulger being the next Sentai for 2021?
America loves dinosaurs. America has always had a love affair with dinosaurs. You don't believe me? Look at Jurassic Park and how many times it's been popped up and even now retrofitted, and still people are going crazy for it. They got another one coming out very soon, and I bet you most of you will probably watch it. We even had dinosaurs and Transformers. We had our Gridlock, we had all those ones, and what did they do? They made sure to bring them there. People said the film was horrible, but everyone loved the moment where Optimus was riding on the back of a dinosaur, coming through with a sword, something that we'd never seen before, and we were all like, I'm fucking here for that, but I hate the rest of this movie. So the thing is, dinosaurs are always big, especially in our culture. So, I mean, Power Rangers to begin with. Why do you think they chose the one they did? Dinosaurs work well with America. So, why not try it again?
Corey.
It's dinosaurs.
Wait a minute.
Look, guys, I'm just gonna tell you right
before
off the
we
bat.
started.
Dinosaurs
Before we started off air, you said that you really happy that it's Ryusoulger.
Yes. Well, because I got this thing for dinosaurs ever since I was a kid. It's just
See?
like this childhood passion. It's just like I fucking love dinosaurs.
I'm telling you.
But it's just the dinosaurs and nice, and this is just their chance to do something
better than
even more creative. Because the last 3 times they did dinosaurs, it was basically freaking Mighty Morphin 3 times. So this is their chance. Now they're kind of forced to do something different because they're also knights, and then also the Zord footage is like the best there's ever been, like in like Sentai history. Like I never seen a Megazord or a mech, going Sentai that moves like that. It's freaking nuts. Freaking nuts.
Now here's the thing. I know the one thing that I've been reading about ever since I broke this news, which came out at 3:12 exactly today.
Yes.
Pacific Standard Time.
Right over there on Illuminerdi.com.
Illuminerdi.com. You can read Illuminerdi.com. You can read the whole article there. Here's the thing that I've been noticing about a lot of people's reaction. They say that Power Rangers is playing it safe.
Yes.
Well, let me.
I don't think so.
Let me try to quantify that real quick.
All right.
Power Rangers is playing it safe with the dinosaur season, but you know why? Go Buster was a huge risk, and it did not pay off because regardless of how good the season is, the toy sales are down since 2013, lowest toy sales since 2013, and the lowest ratings in history. At that point, wouldn't you want to play it safe too, though?
Yeah.
Like, wouldn't you want to kind of
go back to basics?
Yeah.
And then take the risk again.
But you're going back to basics, but you're also taking a risk because you're adding a layer on top of something that everyone else is already okay with.
Look, a lot of people can say what they want, and the one thing I've also been hearing a lot of too is that, oh, I don't believe it. Take it with a grain of salt. Blah blah blah. Here's the facts. look, you can be mad as you want about it. That's fine because I listen. If it were me, I would choose a different season too.
Yeah.
But here's the thing: if to question like whether or not the story is right or wrong, and yes, I agree with a lot of people when they say, "Well, let's wait for the official announcements." I do agree with that.
Okay.
But in terms of reporting the story, listen, I was a person that told you ASJ was coming back. This whole Beast Morphers RPM thing, I broke that too. The 25th anniversary, I told you all the Rangers that were coming back. I would go as far to say that I've a decent track record with reporting this.
That's what it's called.
So people can believe what they want, and they don't have to like it. I don't like it, but the fact is, it doesn't change the fact that I had to report on it because it was the news that was given to me. So
my thing is it's like it doesn't change the fact that you're a reliable source, and that everything else, when you actually do point it out, it does make sense, and it's something that you've been very accurate about. Don't be mad because hey, you got to click on his face to read the story. Don't do that. Don't be mad that, oh, okay, I've got to go ahead and click on the Illuminerdi, to read the story, and, oh, I think I'm better than them. I mean, sure, you may be, but the thing is, what have you presented? So don't be upset. Don't be a troll. Just take the moment, take in the news, definitely do it with a grain of salt until it's officially announced. But just remember where you heard it. And give the credit when credit is due, because it's coming up.
Oh, I don't need a pat on the back. All I'm saying is this. I just think that with the way that it's all working out is that I understand. I get the reasons why it's being chosen as the next season. Ryusoulger on paper, can make that company a lot of money. If it's done correctly. Let's get that right. Knights and Dinosaurs? Are you kidding me? Now I know
both.
I do have a little bit of insight. Well, I was given this insight by a great person, but I do have a little bit of insight on why they didn't choose Q Ranger.
Why?
Because I would have thought, I honestly did think that they were going to choose Q Ranger, but they didn't. It's mainly because they knew we were doing it for Cosplay Protectors.
That's what I thought.
I
sit there and they were just like, quick, somebody, give me the rights to Q Ranger.
I actually have.
They have it.
I actually have the real story. I love it because people are like, but this time the story is a rumor. You know what? Everybody said this. I feel like the same way that I felt like with the Austin St. John thing.
Yes.
Where it's kind of like everybody's like, oh, it's not true. He's not coming back.
No, I remember the best comment was, I'll wait till I see it. Like, who are you? Like, I'll wait till I see it. And you're going to see it from Deadline or someone else. And you're like, now it's true. Really? Really? Is that the way it works? Wait until you hear ASJ actually say it. That would have been made more sense. But everyone was like, I'll wait. And then when other people did it, they were like, oh, I believe it now. Why?
I appreciate you, Toku Chris, for defending me. Yeah, it's the same information I got, man. It's I remember even knowing the story, some plot points that I actually shared with certain people about the 25th anniversary. But the funny thing is, it's like, people are just like, I'll wait till I see it. And it's like, okay, that's completely, that's your prerogative. You're allowed to do that.
Yeah, I mean,
but for people to be like, oh, it's still a rumor, that's fine. You can call it that. And then you know what we'll get after? I bet you one thing I'm going to hear. And please remember this. How many minutes are we into the show? I don't know. But however many minutes.
Oh God, here it comes.
How much? 45 minutes.
45 minutes in.
Let's go back because in February you'll hear the. Well, you ruined it for the fans.
Oh my God, I can't stand that.
You ruined it. You ruined the announcement. Shut the fuck. Here's the deal.
Oh my God.
I mean, do people still react this way when rumors come up for Marvel and DC movies?
Funny enough,
trolls do.
Not as much anymore. But look, we're at a new outlet now. So the Illuminerdi. This is the first exclusively job where we actually been questioned on anything.
Oh yeah, that's right. Because we've dropped some other.
Throughout the whole week we've been dropping exclusives, and that's going to keep continuing. But I don't think this is the first one. With that being said, it doesn't matter. But I understand the business side of why it is this season. But let's go back to Q Ranger. I actually do have a few of the reasons why. Number one for Q Ranger. It's too many Rangers.
Yep, yes. Large cast.
It's too big of a cast, too big of a roster for them to really handle it. Number two, and this is going to sound extremely strange, but it's completely true. From what I was told, is that the helmet for the Yellow Ranger, whether it be with costumes or anything or toys, is actually a hazard.
Yes.
So it's another reason why they're not going to do it. There are a few other reasons too, but Q Ranger is definitely not going to. Well, I shouldn't say definitely. I mean, you guys wait for the actual announcement, but it's not looking like. It's definitely not looking like it's going to be Q Ranger.
They'll have to go out the way to put the rubber tip on his visor, like it's instead of just painting plastic over.
See, that's the thing though,
Yeah.
and that even molding, that's not a problem. The thing is, once again, it's a hazard because they're going to be yay pop. Well, there you go, Timmy's eye's gone. You know, you don't need that.
Yeah,
not going to help anyone.
There's a ton of like, and it could have been any of these seasons really, but like, yeah, that's definitely one that they were not super stoked about. Now let's get into the conspiracy theory of this all, because we are the Illuminerdi, so let's talk conspiracies for a second.
Oh yeah, we are making a "We Told You" shirt.
We are.
That's
definitely.
right. That's right. It's gonna be amazing because we told you.
One of the things that is quite the conspiracy. 1993 was the year that Power Rangers debuted.
Oh boy, here it goes.
1993 was also the year Jurassic Park was released. The movie, I mean.
People love dinosaurs.
People do love dinosaurs. Also, 2015 is when we had Power Rangers Dino Charge.
No, Donald.
Sorry. Dino Charge, 2015. Yeah,
Then after
Dino Charge. 2015 is when we had Power Rangers Dino Charge. 2015 is also when we had Jurassic World. 2021 will see the release of Jurassic World 3. 2021 will also see Ryusoulger get adapted as a Power Ranger series. So we also broke this down in another way. So the other way you can break this down is after every person or every company has taken reins of Power Rangers as their second, with the exception of one, and we'll talk about this for a second.
Yes.
Well, I guess Disney was what we're talking about. Their second was Dino Thunder.
Right.
Now, if you go back and look when Saban got it back, the only reason their second adaptation wasn't Dino Charge because it wasn't there at the time, but also was an anniversary season. Here's the interesting thing. Right after that was Dino Charge. So it was another dinosaur season. Interestingly enough, this is Hasbro's first year with the franchise, and it looks like their second year is going to be with the dino theme. So sticking to the dino motif, it all makes sense, or it all is a part of the. Is it coincidence?
Well, their second series.
Is it coincidence, or is it Illuminerdi? You never know. But I do want to talk more a little bit about this. We got your polls over here at the Illuminerdi on Twitter. It's at @the_Illuminerdi. We asked you guys, what season did you guys want to see adapted for the Power Rangers 2021 season? Tokyuger, Zyuohger, Q Ranger, Ryusoulger, Pata Ranger versus Lupin Ranger is not there because we couldn't fit it in. However, we have a lot of votes now, and it's changed a little bit. Tokyuger is at 26%.
Whoa.
Zyuohger, 14%. Q Ranger at 50%. And Ryusoulger went up by 1% at 10%. So it's looking like unanimously you guys are not liking this Ryusoulger news. Now, I do want to take to Twitter a little bit because we have a ton of Twitter comments ever since I broke the story. There has been a ton of you guys tweeting about it. So we're going to find out what you guys had to say about this. And here we go. Now, let's see.
Twitter is pretty much like the way to go.
So we have one from @MyNameIsGata. They say they still don't know what to do with Tokyuger, huh? This is true. We got one from Danny Lee Kerner. He says costumes do feel cheap than previous. It's just printed material. Dakota Morris says I actually want either Tokyuger or Q Ranger instead of doing another Dino theme season, which seems to be a sentiment that we've seen a lot now. Let's see. The Ranger Volt asks, sources are trustworthy? Are your sources trustworthy? Seeing as they're the same sources that gave me everything else, I'd assume so. Let's see. We got Ginseng Golem says, well, I do agree with that. There are also potential in Q Ranger with the 30th anniversary being the 25th anniversary of In Space. It could be a great way to pay tribute to arguably the greatest in Power Ranger history. Now, let's talk about that for a second. I do want to pause that.
Okay.
Power Rangers In Space.
Yes.
Power Rangers In Space was one of the greatest seasons of Power Ranger history.
Indeed.
That being said, they didn't do anything special for it for its 20th anniversary.
No, they didn't.
So why would they do it for a 25th anniversary? It doesn't make sense to me.
25th is a silver anniversary.
It is a silver anniversary, but what other season besides Mighty Morphin Power Rangers has gotten that kind of focus?
No.
There you go. It just doesn't seem like it's going to be that way. Now we got one from Dan Louie. Sorry, that's @DML897. Still surprises me considering the resurgence of Minecraft videos and stuff. Would have thought they would strike while it's hot with Zyuohger. What did you say about that?
Zyuohger is just. I mean, I like the Sentai, but I mean, thinking about it in Power Ranger terms, but
Right.
it's just I don't know what to. The Zords are just weird looking.
Sure.
I mean, regardless if they try to pan it off as video games,
Oh, really?
it's just they're just funny looking.
Well, I mean, that's the thing, and that can be a big quote-unquote trigger when it comes to the fans watching. If they are not happy with the Zords, a lot of fans will just check out.
I mean, they pretty much ignore the Zords anyway in Power Rangers, basically.
Yeah.
It's just that it's too much of a left turn based on what other Zords look like.
Okay.
Here's a great one from Toku Chris. He chimes in and says, allegedly, he can't confirm this, but he says Hasbro chose not to even make an offer for Jurassic World license when it expired.
Right.
They were the license holder prior. And Toku Chris also says, just find it funny, 2 years after letting Dinosaur toy line go, they're now choosing to make Dinosaur Power Ranger Power Ranger line, which is true.
I mean, Jurassic Park and Power Rangers aren't really the same thing.
But dinosaurs and dinosaurs are.
It's dinosaurs like an animal, and then it's dinosaur superheroes.
I don't know.
Okay.
It's just like trying to sell spider toys to a child versus trying to sell Spider-Man.
I do agree. How are you enjoying Marvel's Runaways?
But it's been
It's
a
a
while.
dinosaur and it's a superhero.
There's superheroes with a dinosaur.
Yeah.
But it's not a dinosaur.
Oh my god, it's a marriage of everything. Oh, come on. God, I thought I had you. I was like, yeah, this is it. I got him. Didn't have him at all. Not even close.
We have one. Ginseng Golem says they're talking about Q Ranger about the helmet. They could easily shorten the yellow pointed helmet. Sure, they might complain about lack of show accuracy, but Hasbro doesn't even paint the necks on the main toy line, so it's not a big deal unless kids are buying the Lightning one.
They're going right back to it. Everybody's really hot about that neck painting.
Also, to make a point, they're almost using no Japanese footage in Beast Morphers, so they could change the helmet design if they wanted to.
I actually want to talk about that for a second.
I like that.
You're right. They are. You got
almost not.
Here, let's talk about this for a second because this is an interesting point that I didn't bring up in the article that I do want to discuss. So they're not using a lot of Japanese footage for Go Buster. With that being said, I think that makes even more sense why it'd be Ryusoulger, because that's the most current looking film-wise, or in terms of translation, that you're going to get instead of doing a season that's older, and you're going to save money by doing that. Okay. So, and like you said, it's the best Zord fights. Why would they? You know what I mean? Why would they have to change something like that? Now, I think that right now, I think it makes even more sense why it would be Ryusoulger. And like, you guys can say it's a rumor, whatever. So I don't care less.
It makes sense that they're going back to basics, and those basics are the thing that kind of like, hey, we're
proving money saver.
Like it. Well, it's a money saver, but it's hey, we understood why you came here, and we want to make sure that we do show you that we can keep you.
And then also to think about the fighting, the fighting in Go Buster is very kung fu.
True.
So trying to, I guess, reproduce that fighting style in Power Rangers may be a little bit difficult, but with Ryusoulger, is very basic as knights and sword fighting, so that's not hard to translate. Anybody can really do that,
Okay.
So that's another thing.
But I appreciate that fighting in Go Buster. I really do.
Yeah, I love it.
I love it, man. I'm not gonna lie. Like,
it's
literally,
so different.
It's so different. It's so great. It's very active. It's like get that to me. I'm down for it.
This is also going to be this adaptation of Power Rangers, Ryusoulger, will be the first time a former Ranger is going to be on the team full time. Is Austin St. John will be returning as the Red Ranger. Totally kidding.
I was like, wait, hold on, what the hell?
You mean like the mentor Reds, like kind of how there's the two blues, two pink. Oh, Master Ranger.
So we do have one from
you just lying to us, like he does all the time.
Fails. See, at least that would be a room. From Fails Salam, he said, I would have preferred to save Ryusoulger for 30th season personally because the Dino theme, maybe try to bring back some of the Ranger veterans. Listen, I don't think that's a part of it, but I don't think that they're going to do that mainly because they're doing all that next year.
Yeah, they're not going to like, all right, let's go ahead and burn the candle both ends again. No, it's not going to happen.
I think they should go. 30th. They should go low key on the anniversary because, kind of like they did with Wild Force, they had the anniversary episode, and then they just left it alone.
Yeah. Oh well, I mean, but then again, when you say they left it alone, they left the whole entire series alone. They were just like,
Wild Force. I mean, it's
this is about it.
I liked Wild Force.
Really? Yeah. With Wild Force and one in the rain, and they. Like,
it was super
wait,
cheesy.
no,
I'm
did
not
that
gonna
happen?
lie.
That is
Yeah.
my favorite. Okay, no, people shit on that. That literally every time I see that scene, they're like, oh, look, they're bouncing in the rain. I'm just like, ah! Like I love it so much, and everybody shits on it, and I'm like, you don't know what good TV is. Like I loved it.
I'm
It was
so
cheesy,
sorry.
but so
a lot
good.
of you guys in the chat realized that I just joked, and they love the joke that I just did. That's yes. I can't. I don't know if Austin St. John is coming back. I know it's coming back next year for Go Buster. Here's a fun thing about the Go Buster thing, and a lot of people don't know this. So I remember I broke that news, and somebody had interviewed him. And he said, "You know, if the franchise wants me back, I'd go back." At that point, he had already been back a whole year,
Right.
and had shot it, so he
Right.
knew what was going on. And there is another story that actually I am going to break very soon.
Oh, okay. All right.
I almost completely forgot about it.
We'll hold off on that.
Yes, so I do want to talk about another comment we got. This is from @JSmoothSoul. I called they would make the wrong decision today.
Really?
This is just a little too much of a money grab decision and not enough of a decision with the franchise building in mind. I mean, they could do both, of course, but they could have done Q Ranger better. That's a great
Wow.
Great point.
Well, the
Wow.
only thing about that is, I mean, you can play it safe
Uh-huh.
and still build, but that's all if Hasbro decides to do that. Like in my head,
Okay, exactly how though? Like I hear it,
Mhm.
but the thing is, some things are easier said than done. How
but
would
it's
it be
not
done?
like in my head, the when they Ginga Man versus Lost Galaxy,
Yeah.
all the Ginga Men were from the Ginga Forest, so they were outsiders.
Okay.
And then again with Jew Ranger versus Mighty Morphin.
Yeah.
The Jew Rangers were the outsiders, but when they come to Power Rangers, they're high schoolers.
But
When
yeah,
it came
okay,
to
but-
Lost Galaxy, they were people people from Terra Venture. They always take the whole theme about Power Rangers being outsiders in our world.
Mhm.
They make like in Lost Galaxy, it was the Yellow Ranger that was from the other world.
Yes.
And I'm blanking out right now, but you get my point.
Right.
So it would be cool if all the Rangers, like in Ryusoulger, are the outsiders and they come into our world and try to interact and do something different.
Well, didn't we already essentially get that with Ivan from Xandar in Dino Charge, where he was a legit knight that came into our world and was like
yeah,
a
but
fish
that's
out of
how
water?
they always do it. The whole team still is from
It's
our
from
world.
here, and then they have
And
one.
then they have that
character.
one guy who's
Like, fish out of water. Yeah.
Power Rangers in Space. Andros was the
Andros was the
outsider.
fish out of water.
Everybody else but
Here's another thing too. I know
But you want the entire team.
I know people aren't liking the decision of Ryusoulger. Here's the thing. They did a pretty good job of adapting Go Buster for making it their own completely.
Yes.
Yes.
So who's to say that they're not going to do that for Ryusoulger? Regardless of what you think about the Sentai series, which is very polarizing at best. A lot of people don't want it, but
The chat is going insane with how, it's definitely polarized.
well, there's some more great comments I'd love to read. At Mr. Brooks, at Mr. _Brooks 007 says, if this is true, doubt it would ever happen. They should legit go with Mystic Knights of Tyrannog. We got one from Mudgeon Bites, at Mudgeon Bites. Laugh my ass off. Of course, it's dinosaurs. It's the safest option. Have you guys thought about Minecraft Rangers, though? We got one from, this one's from Zeke Fowler. He says, can't wait for Hasbro to take down my toy reviews. Dinos again, folks. Yes. It's fucking lame, but it makes fucking bank.
Sounds
Here's
like
another
a
one
fact.
from @Venjex. As much as I love Dino teams, I feel it's way too soon. We're having a team up. We're having the team up episode. It's a lot.
Doesn't that kind of make room for it? I mean, that's the whole thing.
You know,
Hey,
some
let's-
Dino teams coming back. I doubt they'll do it. Kind of do the teaser that bleeds into whatever Ryusoulger would be in Power Rangers.
You think no way? It's just,
Kind of like I'm forgetting everything. The special they did in between. They had the Rita character. Her name was Rita, but she wasn't.
She wasn't Rita.
Yeah,
Okay,
they
and
all
so
came to the battle world and they were fighting.
Yeah, so
I
you're
forget
saying-
the
you're saying kind of just like mirroring that.
Yeah, the
or-
U soldiers they were sneaking around in the back, and that bled into their series.
So you're thinking no, we don't want.
I mean,
that,
it would
or
be
you
nice
think
to do
is
that, but
what's
I
gonna
doubt
happen?
they'll do it. That's what I'm saying.
Here's another great one. We have another one from this is Kishin Stalin. Says over Q Ranger, meh, but I get it. Dinosaurs sell toys.
They do.
I mean,
They do.
Here's another one from Patrick Chirico. He says, dinosaurs are big with kids.
Sounds like I said.
Another one from Mean Beans. I'll be down if Amy Jo Johnson were to come back as Kimberly and she becomes the mentor or something.
Here. I agree with that. Let's make that a thing.
Yeah, there's a ton. A lot of people are not happy with the decision. Again, I didn't make the decision. I just reported on it. So I don't myself. I don't want it to be Ryusoulger. I'm not. I mean, Dino Charge is fine and all, and I actually did like Dino Charge for what it was, but you know. Eddie Volution says JDF once confirmed that he's not in Beast Morpher Season 2, but being the man he is for the fans, I honestly don't believe him at this point. I can tell you he's not in Beast Morpher Season 2.
Yeah, he's a man of the fans, but he has to make sure to make room for other people as well. That's something you do if you are a man of the fans. I don't want to saturate my character.
Well, there's also
all the time.
I mean, there's a lot behind the scenes that went down with that, so...
But I mean, think about it. It is a fair business move. Like, oh, okay. Hey, here comes ASJ coming back. And he's like, hi, I'm ASJ. He's like, hey, everybody, what's going on? It's JDF. And why are you going to take my shine? Like, you know, at least let me come here.
Like,
let him have a shine.
Tommy's cool, but I'm tired.
See, that's the
tired
concern.
Of the Tommy
yeah,
show.
that's the concern. I think that's the thought process, too. I don't
Ranger?
need Tommy fatigue.
Jason.
Of all time?
ASJ. Yes.
Wow.
Why? Well, as a child, my favorite dinosaur was a Tyrannosaurus, and when I seen the promo for Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, he's like Tyrannosaurus. I was like, that's my guy.
That's my guy. I love this guy. I love this guy to death.
And then, like, growing up, I tried to be like him. Yeah, I cross my arms like him sometimes. I find myself doing that. Like, growing up, I tried to mold myself.
Did you also not wear sleeves?
Yes.
I know that's like,
like
no sleeves in this house.
There's a question here from Thea Games 10. Did you say in the article there could be a change or something, Joe? No. I said in the article that, well, I guess technically. I said in the article, I guess until it's officially announced, until we see a trailer, there could always be a change. There could be a change with anything.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there could always be a change, but it's very highly unlikely that it's going to change. Ryusoulger seems like it's going to be, from everything I've been told, it's going to be the 2021 season of Power Rangers. Power Rangers Dino Knights. I don't know if that's going to be the title. It could be. It's not a terrible title.
No, I don't have a problem with it. I think let it be. Let's see what they're going to do. If they are going on the same wavelength of, look, this is kind of a way to just see where the fan base is, we're slightly pressing the reset button to see if we can do that. We're going to go ahead and essentially, like, try to start over. Just a slow restart. I'm down with it. See where people are now.
Yeah.
Dig it.
Well, guys, we've done our job here at the Illuminerdi. The Ranger wrap-up is about to be wrapped up. Before we go, though, I do want to say, Retro Ranger wrap-up will not be on tomorrow.
No.
But when it does come back, which could be next week, when it does come back, it's going to be a huge episode for the Power Rangers in Space premiere.
Woo!
Right here at the Illuminerdi. Corey, welcome to the team. It's a pleasure to have you now. Jezer is watching. Toku's watching. A lot of you guys out there watching. Toku Chris, you're my guy. And Power Rangers Now was amazing. I wish they would. I hope they get back into the game at some point. But
definitely,
for all your Power Ranger content, we are going to be right here at the Illuminerdi. You can see our articles on our website, theilluminerdi.com, and right here on our YouTube channel. You can follow us on all social media. On Twitter, Instagram. We're all over social media. Daniel, where can people find you individually?
Individually, you can find me on Instagram at Battlestar Galactica, the best name in geek pop culture.
That's C Gibson Rex on all the socials.
You can find me at that hashtag Joe. I think that should probably change eventually.
Should it? But should it?
It should.
I don't know.
But guys, that's going to do it for the Illuminerdi. And just remember, we have eyes everywhere.
Trust me.